Next thing, moving forward, I just want to ask everybody, I know everybody say y'all can invest in crypto, but like, what are your level? Are you like still a beginner, novice? How do you consider yourself advanced? Like, how do you consider yourself inside the markets?
Me personally, I think I would say intermediate, not really advanced with some things, but I know enough to have a conversation about.
Yes, I say intermediate as well. That'll been more heavy on research, because when my first I saw it's like pretty much an investor, but as time went by, seeing the future of this cryptocurrency space, research is key.
So what you?
Beginner and still learning, educating myself on it, and just continuous learning.
Same. I would say I'm intermediate with y'all. Yes, I'm big into it, but I also feel like it's always adapting. So it's always gonna be stuff that's new, something that's coming up. In the network. So I'm still learning with you guys. So today, this is just some information that I know. Like I said, I want to introduce you guys to what crypto is to me, and also to y'all. So if I got any questions, feel free to raise your hand. This is just a quick little dialogue presentation with you guys. All right, first. So, what is cryptocurrency, right? And when was it first started? When was it first created? Now, I'm going to ask you guys some trivia. I'm pretty sure everybody knows the first answer. What's the first crypto that came out? What's the first cryptocurrency?
Dogecoin.
And wrong.
Bitty Bitcoin.
Okay. So Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is the first wallet recorded, cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I meant to ask you this. I wanted to even talk to them, but then we'll talk about it.
I basically don't believe in Ethereum.
We'll talk about it.
You want to gossip over here, but
It's all good. Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency that's regarded as the first one. It's a combined of decentralized control, user anomaly, also recognized for its blockchain. It also was, first outlined back in 2008. A lot of people really didn't know about it at first. It's just some type of, some people say experiment or a project where it's like, this will just have unlimited potential. Nobody can really see it. A lot of people was like, I don't really see this going anywhere. But that fear, we were just, I don't see the potential of it. And I feel like a lot of people did that in the past, because they couldn't really see the power of it or what it could do. Like some other investments, we take that risk. Sometimes we see it, sometimes we don't. But with cryptocurrency, as far as Bitcoin, this was the first point, the first example of what it could do, right? About the power of technology, as far as currency, being concerned. So that's one of the first forms. Cryptocurrency is also a form of digital money. So a lot of people ask, what is cryptocurrency? It's just digital money. I know we all use bank, like online banks and like Cash App, and how we see the numbers populate on the screen. That's the same with crypto. It's an online bank for you guys. Also, this is backed by cryptography. So like every time, basically, instead of using, like receipts from stores, physical receipts, you actually use, like different addresses. That's the way to to keep track of your record keeping, your bookkeeping, and stuff like that when it comes to your payments or any transaction. It's also a form of data information. It's always, like I said, stored on the blockchain. So like you can always keep track of it. You can always tell when you bought it, the time, everything is tracked inside a blockchain. So that's also, another form you can keep track of your crypto. It's also insured, but it's also a decentralized network, so it's not insured by the banks. So like instead of you worrying about, getting Bitcoin in one location, you can get it all around the world. So you can be in a whole other country. Like I said, we had a road traveler here, so you could be inside Greece on your trip. You like, man, I see this ocean right here. You take a picture. Like, can I get that picture? Like, nah, you don't have to send me like 4 Bitcoin. What I'm saying? So you can just send them that address. They just, see like that. Yeah. I can picture the water. Nah, that costs $5. But you can just do that. Yeah. Pictures is nice. I think I seen Greece that blue water. So I did want to share some crypto lingo with everybody. This is some different terms we have. A lot of people say they know what blockchain is. I'm just going to tell you what the definition is for me. Blockchain is a public database that can only be updated by its investors/users. It is copied to tons of computers across the globe through a peer-to-peer network. Blockchains are the foundation of most forms of cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin. So what a blockchain is basically every time you have a transaction, that's getting stored through a blockchain. That money can happen when you make sending or receiving money. It's getting sent through a blockchain. Before we go through. A block is a recording of information, a part of the blockchain that nodes and miners work to set up. So a lot of people, you know, they ask, they say like, you know, how do I create this currency, or how can I create this address? So a lot of people make their own addresses, or a lot of people make their own coins by mining, and they have to know that, you know, through different technology, through different hard drives to create these nodes. I'm not really a big, you know, miner, so I can't really tell you yourself, because it's different. You have different, you can mine for different coins basically. So you can mine for the Ethereum network, you know, Bitcoin network. That's something that you really have to talk to somebody that's doing it to give you full instructions. But that's how you can create blocks for different coins. We also have hashes. Hashes are codes comprised of numbers and letters generated by mathematical operation to refer to a particular file or unit. So this is also known as an address. So everybody says, how do we get like, you know, like, let me just ask you yesterday about how can we send a Bitcoin address to Ethereum? We can't because they have different addresses. So these are called hashes. So hashes are the ways you can create your address for your coin, right? So like the numbers you see like H2878, you know, yeah. Like, what is all this? It's a whole address. Those are also known as hashes. Crypto, also decentralization. This means that the network is run on a peer-to-peer basis rather than one central network. True decentralized network. So it's people around the world, instead of being inside one location, how we are today. Like First Financial Bank is a decentralized network. You can find it in different places of Cincinnati. Now, once they go outside of Ohio, it'd be a bigger decentralized network. Now, if it was one bank, like say you're looking at a credit union or something, that's just in one location, that's a centralized network.
Fifth Third is
one
that way.
location. Yeah, so Fifth Third.
There's no Fifth Third in Florida.
Sheesh.
Or California, or anywhere.
Shit, well, we don't want their problems.
That was one of the main reasons why I got another bank, because I had Fifth Third at first and then I left. And where I went, they didn't have a Fifth Third, so I was just like, I gotta get another bank.
See your lesson Fifth Third? Okay, Ashley,
Let's see. Years ago, overdraft fees.
How's your job?
Yeah, that was like early 20s over.
They got some big feet. I can't lie. So just to go past that, did you guys get time to get the terms, the definitions down? Okay. So just to continue off the slide before that one, you know, what is the first cryptocurrency? What was it created? Continuation. So when Bitcoin first came out, and I asked them, you know, how much was it worth? You know, one Bitcoin long back in the day was worth less than one penny. You know, that's the most crucial time to buy a coin that we know today. You know, but we really didn't start seeing the potential of this coin in 2010 when it grew from like 0.00 blah blah to 6 cents. You know, 3 cents, to 6 cents. That's when we start seeing potential. We're like, hold on. So you're telling me like this coin went from 0.00006 to 6 cents? You know, small to us, you know, that's a big game. But to a lot of people, they're like 0 to 6 cents, that's nothing. But you gotta understand, we're also investing into coins. So, you know, it depends how many coins you have times the value of it. That's how much you have in the profit. So, basically, you know, we didn't start seeing potential of the coin until 2010 when it started becoming worth 6 cents. Now, I want to ask you guys, how much was it worth last year? So yeah, well, it's crazy because the last time was around April. I think it went to what, $63,000 per coin in April.
What is that increase? Do you have that number?
The increase.
Yeah, from 0.06 to 60.
I was gonna do
Let's do
that.
that, man.
I was gonna do that.
What is it?
Yeah, we can do that. I would say somebody go put it up if possible. Find that growth of that. That's that growth. I was gonna do that to the ROI. What is that ROI? That's huge. So that's how big, you know, that's how big cryptocurrency is, how powerful it is. You know, so a lot of people couldn't see it. A lot of people couldn't see the potential of it. You know, but that's important. That's why for us investors, or even you new investors, you know, that's why it's important for you to get invested into it, because this is how powerful it would be for you. So imagine you invest in 6 cents to something for 6 cents, and it grows to $68,000. Just one. But imagine you bought for Bitcoin being the first coin to show extreme potential, it created opportunities for other coins to become extremely valuable, such as Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, and many others. So I want you to imagine being able to be one of the people that own multiple coins and see the potential that it can move like Bitcoin just by holding on to it. Your opportunity is now by investing in crypto. Now I know most of us already invest in crypto, so we're gonna have to say, hey, look, what does it do? We already know what it do. We've seen results. Even the ones that had no faith, all you have to do is sign up, make a portfolio a couple of days. Matter of fact, every time you swipe the screen, the numbers is changing. So that just shows you like the money's working for you. Just by holding on to it, right? So another reason why it's important, this would allow you to have a diverse portfolio account. That way you can have potential growth on the basis, potential wins on the basis. Of course, we can't dictate the markets. I can't tell you, I can't confirm, or I can't tell you like every time, every day you make money. I can't tell you that. But this is another way for you to make money, have money work for you, but have a sense of your portfolio. Another way to determine how much you made, like far as your profits, you can just do the math. I always say you want to do the coins, how many coins you have, times the value of the coin. That's going to determine how much you have or own inside your portfolio per coin. So going back to some information, when did Bitcoin, start taking off, and this when everybody started seeing it. So just going back to 2017 in December, there were close to over 1,400 cryptocurrencies that was created. Now, a lot of people the reason I want to talk about this is because there are so many coins getting created every single day, right? And a lot of times people just want to see that, I see a coin that's less than $1, I see a coin that's less than 10 cents, and I should get it. And it's like, well, that's not what you should do. Some coins don't have value, some coins don't have, use. So you don't want to just invest, you don't want to just throw your money out there unless you're that person that's risky. But that's like gambling. You don't want to gamble unless you're inside Vegas. You know what I'm saying? If you're in your little slot, look out here gambling. You know what I'm saying? It took me a long night. You hear me? You don't see no window. You'll be there all for 2 days.
Exactly. But watch with you.
Yeah, hey, set a timer. But it's a lot of coins out here. And this can be very overwhelming to a new investor, especially when you got to check the market and to see what you can invest in. There's a lot of different options you can pick, and it's not recommended to do a thorough background check on each coin. Like that's too much. Like you going through 1,700 coins, you looking at each one. Like I said, for me, I'm real big with just having I have about 5 to 10 main coins that I'm always going to invest in, and then I have some coins that I might throw some little risk money in there, but I'm not about to just new coin came out, I'm getting it. Nah, don't get it just because it's cheap. You want to look at the coin, look at the utilization, and look at the potential of like a business owner. You want to see potential in this coin that you're investing in. If you don't see potential in it, 5 to 10 years, how people can use it. For me, I'm a real big person that invests in VeChain. So I'm like, okay, VeChain, people can use this in stores. I don't know if you guys saw the video, you can actually scan items with VeChain. You can scan items, you can pay for it, just like that, with crypto. I'm like,
Do the Chinese Walmarts are using it?
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing is, this is still brand new to us in the US, right? I feel like a lot of the times, we late on a lot of stuff sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like our country is we late on some stuff, but a lot of other countries are already using cryptocurrency as their coin. I don't know if you guys remember Turkey, they go off of stellar. So it's just looking at different ways, we can invest and just looking at the future, okay, if we're not using the coin yet, how can we prepare ourselves, to have currency before they make it our national currency or something like that? If it was to become a national currency, how can we prepare ourselves, to be ahead of that, right? So it just shows you the potential of it and the reason why you should just have a good portfolio. Okay. So those are the coins I was telling you about. You don't really have to invest too much of your time into it. Instead, most people look to invest in traditional currencies like stable coins, altcoins, main cap coins. And they look to purchase those with the most name recognition. Sometimes people go off influencers too. I know yesterday we was mentioning Elon Musk. He has Dogecoin. He also has some other, we call them meme coins, like Shiba Inu, different coins that he endorsed and pushed. But those are also coins where I say you just want to do your research conditions where people want to buy it. So, like I said, just do your research, and like I said, know what you invest into and why you invest into it. So here are some of my recommendations when it comes to investing. I feel like this should be a long-term investment. This should be something you look at for 5 to 10 years, 5 to 6 years, something that you want to hold on for at least 5 to 6 years. I know right now it's a pandemic, we didn't really see this coming, but this is where, like I said, they say every recession, this is where millionaires is made, right? So if we know that this is going to be something that's powerful, if we've seen the first wave of Bitcoin go from 3,000 to 68,000, like imagine what other coins can do. We didn't really see Ethereum going to $4,000, $2,000, and it shot from $132 to $4,000 within a year. So look at that return on investment. That's crazy. And just go back to some numbers. Like the average return for a crypto investor in 2020 was 302%. So just look at the numbers of that. Versus having money to your checking account, your savings account. You only getting 0.06 back for the bank. So you look at that versus your portfolio, you're making a good return. And 302% is different depending on how much you invest. Everybody's 302% is going to be different. $10, $100, $1,000, $10. That 302% is different for everybody. So just look at that percentage. That's major, right? I also suggest that, like I said, you hold on to it. You want to keep some main cap coins in there. So they coins like Bitcoin. You always want to keep that in your portfolio. Ethereum. Once Ripple get back on platforms, get that. I always think it's a matter. You want to get some synthetic. I'm big on like coins on Ethereum too. But you just want to have like some main cap coins in your portfolio at all times. And just some examples of how some coins are quoted, in case the ones that don't know the power of it. Here's some examples right here. So just looking at Bitcoin, right? If we go back to March 2020, one Bitcoin by itself is worth $3,800. Now, if you fast forward to November of last year, one piece of Bitcoin, one coin, was worth $68,900, just rounded up to $69,000 per coin. So look at that, just look at that growth right there. Imagine if you just made, $3,800 to what, $18,000. Just look at the $10,000 increase. That's a good profit right there. But going from $3,800 to $68,000, that's major, right? Look at Ethereum, going back to January 2020, one Ethereum alone was $132, and it shot up to $4,300 last year. Looking at Litecoin, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with Litecoin. Are you guys familiar with Litecoin? One Litecoin by itself is worth $35, and that shot up to $413. Just coins like that. A lot of people don't really invest into Litecoin like that because they don't hear it getting spoken of.